Well, hello, my friends. We are back. It is a beautiful day out, but I am inside playing Arkham Horror because I have my priorities straight. And we're going to start with poor little Joe, who for some reason I decided to skip his turn. So we'll pretend like I haven't pulled the Mythos card. Hopefully that won't affect anything here. And I've turned off autofocus, so Lord help us if this camera freaks out again. We will go back to the old one. But for now, Joe is hanging in the graveyard, having successfully dodged the camping monsters in Rivertown. And he comes across an event. It is graveyard. A monster appears. Of course it does. Poor Joe. He has turned into some sort of crazy monster magnet. All right, so when a monster appears based on an event card, it appears, Joe deals with it, and then it immediately goes away. So it doesn't stay on the board. It's not like it's popping out of a gate. This is just happening in the in the graveyard. So let's see what Joe ends up with. Something probably terrible with his luck. Yes, how about a star spawn? -1. As far as sneak goes, he can sneak by these, remember. And as far as attacks go, oh good lord, big sanity hit, big health hit, will require 3 wounds to take it out. Yeah, we might want to just try and slip by this guy, but let's check out Joe's stats real fast. Okay, so Star Spawn appears. Here's Mr. Joe as we left him. We had set him up, right, to sneak last turn. So his sneak is crazy high. He also has the +1 to sneak, which, as somebody pointed out last time, you always apply this. You don't apply it after the roll. So while his sneak is 4 +1, that would give him a sneak of 5. Ooh. I think so. We don't want to fight this thing, right? To be honest, I kind of would let Joe fight this bad boy if he wouldn't take such a giant hit to his sanity, because sadly he's just not he's not prepared for this level of terror. So a -3 to his sanity, and it's a double sanity hit. He's surrounded by monsters right now. Let's just see if Joe can continue to cling to the shadows. I know he has the shotgun, and I would love for him to use it, but I don't think this is the time nor place for it. So let's give him 5 -1. We'll give him a sneak of 4. Let's see if he can dodge this spawn. Oh, and he fails it. I hate churning through all of his clues for this. But when you fail a sneak check, you will immediately take monster damage and then go into combat. And I don't want to. Is that terrible? I don't want to. Oh, but I also don't want to burn through his clues. Okay, wait, let me think. Yeah, I think we're going to have to. I don't want him to take 3. I don't want him to get 3 stamina loss, right? That's huge. Okay. Thankfully, he does have the sneak ability, so when you spend a clue token to add to any sneak check, add 1 extra bonus die. So we will, dang it. Come on, Joe. And we will re-roll 2. We'll add 2 extra die. Get out of this, buddy. Okay. Thank you for using a clue and doing this. So this monster is evaded, not killed. It goes back in the bag. Joe has had his encounter. That wasn't fun. I'm not gonna lie, that wasn't fun. Okay, that is the true end of the turn, right? And then we would go through Mythos. We've already done that. We're gonna move first player token. We're going to do that. All right, let's do some upkeep. And we'll start, of course, with our sweet sister Mary. Let's refresh her Find Gate spell. I have a feeling she will be using that again soon. And check for her blessing. Of course, poor Mary. Geesh, this poor girl always gets the worst luck. Let's see if she's going to say a little prayer. It's heard. She's still blessed. She's gonna need it. So remember, on her turn, because she went in delayed, she loses her entire movement phase. So even though she has this Find Gate spell ready to go, she cannot cast it because she does not have a movement turn. So she's going to get yoinked into the gate on her turn for movement. The only thing she can do is gather her senses, and she will have an event. So let's see if there's anything we want to do here to help her with that. Her fight's pretty low. She has a bunch of spells. So I think we'll just leave her where she is. She's doing okay. We're not going to mess with Sister Mary. She's got her own thing. She's playing her own game. Sister Mary and Joe, these two, are in their own little hellscape. Sister Mary's running through all the gates. Joe is running through all the monsters. Kate is gobbling up all the clues and wondering why everyone's having a fit. And poor Ashcan Pete is running around desperately trying to do everything else. This is the most disjointed group of investigators. They're all on their own little side solo quests. So Joe, man, Joe is stuck. He is stuck in the worst place, which is the graveyard. Okay. And as somebody very kindly pointed out to me, I misspoke about the immunity thing. Because, where was it? Yep. So I forgot that there's two different things in this wonderful, lovely game that isn't trying to murder you. Immunity and resistance. And what I explained was resistance. Resistance is you take all the damage you do, you cut it in half. Immunity says if the damage is physical and it comes from either a weapon or a spell, you can't do it. So the shotgun won't work. The revolver won't work at all. Not halved, at all. Luckily, Joe will still have his fight ability. So in this case, he could have his fight of 5 and he would get those 5 die and we do all the modifiers from it. So he can still fight. It wouldn't be immune or resisted to it. Immunity and resistance do not count when it comes to your base stats. It only counts to all of your lovely things that you've worked so hard to collect. So if we want to try and fight this little dude, which one is this? Yeah, of course it is, the spawn. He will be rolling only his fight number, which is 5. And he will need 2 successes. I mean, it's not impossible, right? It's not impossible. But remember, of course, he also has the Elder thing lurking there. And the Elder thing, if you fail, you lose something. We have 2 flying creatures and we have the icy winds. So you are going to get pummeled if you step outside right now. And I don't think I want to do that to Joe. Although he's so low on everything. Why did we move him? What was I thinking? So I think what we're going to try, and this is probably a terrible, terrible idea, but I think I might try to get him out of there. If we can sneak past them again, we're down to 1 sad clue on this. If we can evade these guys again with his movement speed of 3, of course he got rid of all of his movement cards because that also seemed like a great idea. I can at least get him a little bit farther away, right? It would leave him in the street though. Yeah, I can get him out of there. 1, 2, Rivertown, East Town, Roadhouse. So I could get him out of there with a move of 3 if we can manage a double evade a second time. I should not have sent him for that clue. I should have had him get the heck out of there. Other option, of course, is leave him where he is, have another graveyard adventure, but then he's not really doing anything. Except burning through his clues, which is, the exact opposite point of this game. So for now, we're going to leave his speed and sneak exactly the same. I guess I will try. I guess we'll up his fight just in case this goes terribly wrong and he has to try and fight one of these things. Man. Yuck. Miss Kate, who has everything, she is up at the curiosity shop where she picked up that elder sign. Gosh, where is she gonna go? So Kate's chilling up here at the curiosity shop. She has everything in the world, can't pass clues, but she could pass that elder sign. Would love to pass it to Joe, but there's no way she's getting to him. But she could run into old Ashcan, because remember, she has Joe's motorcycle, so she has a ton of movement. So we could send her 1, 2, 3, 4, change some stuff with Joe, 5, 6, all the way down to Uptown. Let's see if I can slide this a little bit. And then below Uptown is the woods where Mary's been sucked through. And the other side is the Historical Society where there are 2 clues. So let's plan on Kate to hop on the motorcycle, zip down the board, meet up with Pete, and maybe trade some stuff off, all right? All right, so yes, she has the motorcycle. Great, would love to pass that off. Oh yeah, she still has that old journal, but she's not reading it. No, she's definitely not. And she has the elder sign. I wonder if Pete could read that journal. What does it say here? Spend a movement, make a lore -1 check. So, yeah, his lore isn't great. And remember, if he doesn't make it, we lose the journal. Okay. So let's see if we can't up her speed to 4 with the motorcycle. That gives her an extra 2. So that will give her a total of 6. She could also pick up the map if she needs it. Would 6 be enough? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 6 would kick her, would only give her 1 more movement point. So she could go to the library, the administration, because, right, we don't want her in the streets. If she picks up Pete's map, that would give her 1 more movement point, which would get her to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 she could get, but she's already sucking up all the clues. So I don't think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She could go into the woods with Sister Mary. Ooh, that's interesting, because then she could close and seal the gate, and they could trade stuff. Hey now, maybe Kate's gonna follow Sister Mary into the woods. Is that weird? It probably is. Let me just count one more time before I commit to this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think she is. I think we're gonna send her into the woods. Maybe she and Sister Mary can finally meet up and have a heart-to-heart science and religion. Okay. That's good for her. And then after Kate comes to rob Ashcan Pete of all of his loot, of course, that'll leave him a movement of 3, 1, 2, 3, so he can get to the French Hill. So I don't think we have to fuddle with anything with good old Pete. Okay, so with all that in mind, I think we are done with our upkeep phase. Everyone is refreshed. I know what we're using and passing. Let's see how the plan works in action. First hole in my plan is Ashcan Pete is our first player. So him moving down to the Silver Twilight, is that gonna mess up Kate? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, that will mess up Kate. Gosh darn it. So I guess they won't meet up. Fine, whatever. Best laid plans. Let's just get Pete moving. So he has a movement of 3 through the university, the French Hill, and we can either end up at the Silver Twilight Lodge, where we can spend money for stuff we have no money, or the witch's house. Yee, that sounds like a nasty, terrible place. Either will generate us 1 clue token. This one gives us the chance of getting an elder sign. This one a spell, and he doesn't need spells. So let's send him to the Silver Twilight Lodge. He'll pick up one of these. That leaves him with 4. We're almost to 5, which would be the magic number. And Sister Mary, we know what happens to her. Oh, but she goes during the Otherworld phase. Technically, we're still in Arkham movement, so we're going to skip her for just a minute. Head to Joe. Oh, Gosh darn it, gosh darn it. Okay. These guys are up here. Moment of truth, Joe. We're really going to sneak him through? Are we really going to sneak him through? I think we're going to do it. So let's try sneaking past these things. And I forgot that Joe has hunches. Of course Joe has hunches. Whenever he spends a clue token, he gets 1 extra bonus die. So all those times that we were rolling for evade, spending a clue gets him an extra dice because he has, or not, yeah, when we were sneaking, he gets an extra dice for the sneak. And then when we were using clue tokens, I should have been giving him an extra die there too. I was hampering him. My bad, my bad. Okay, so let's start with the formless spawn. We have a sneak of 4 with a sneak +1, so that gives us 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, let's see how he does. Easy, passed it. Love to see it. Okay, this guy's the tough one though, because he is -2. So we are going to see if we can't sneak by this terrible, terrible elder thing, please. We did. Okay, okay. Joe is out. Joe is out, and he is going to run for his life. So he has a speed of 3. He has to get out of dodge. So his speed of 3 is going to be 1, 2, Hibbs Roadhouse. Let's give him a clue. Thank goodness. Stop spending him, Joe. And we'll see what kind of event he gets. Fabulous. Kate is our last lady, and she is booking across the board. So she'll head north side for 1, merchant for 2, her old stomping grounds, university for 3. We're not going to meet up. No, we're not going to meet up. Uptown for 4. She will hop on the good old motorcycle to gain 2 more movement points. And she could go to the Historical Society. Oh gosh, you shouldn't let me play this game. I know she should. I know she should go rescue Sister Mary. But I feel like, I kind of feel like Kate would go and get those clues. I feel like this is who she is. These guys are not playing well together. They are not vibing. You always have that one, the alpha gamer, who's like, I know how to do this, you guys. I'm going to tell everyone what to do, and I'm going to dictate all of the turns because I have this, the plan, and they don't play it right. I mean, Sister Mary will be fine. She has God. Let's go on our motorcycle to the Historical Society and pick up 2 more clues. Kate, you're terrible. Yes, I know, but she is that person. I just feel like she is. She is. And she has her little ally with her, like egging her on. So we're going to leave Sister Mary in the woods. Kate can always scoot over there later. Sister Mary has God. She's going to be fine. So speaking of which, that's the end of the Arkham movement. Let's go stand Sister Mary up. Sister Mary lands in Relay. And behind her, she can see the portal just closing. And she hears the familiar sound of Joe's motorcycle, and she thinks, yes, my friends are coming to help me. And then the sound of the motorcycle gets dimmer and dimmer and dimmer, and the portal closes. I'm sorry, Sister Mary. You are alone with your faith. All right, end of movement. Let's go into encounters, starting with the Arkham encounters, and our first player, Ashcan Pete. Ashcan Pete has wandered into the Silver Twilight Lodge. I feel like he's getting a lot of really nasty looks because I feel like they don't, 1, let dogs in, and 2, he's probably not wearing the required coat and tie. So let's see what sort of reception he gets here. Make a sneak -2 check. If you pass, you slip into the temple area of the lodge and find 2 items of interest. Roll a die for each item. On a success, draw a unique item. Otherwise, draw a common item. Oh, and there's no penalty for failing. Yes, so I think that he knows he doesn't belong, and he's going to try and stay in the corners. Let's see if he gets lucky. And our sneak is only at 3, but what the heck, maybe we're feeling good. Only need 1 die for this. And sneak -2. don't know. We have a dog with us. I feel like, yeah, we ain't sneaking through anywhere. That's a bummer, but at least nothing happens. Okay. Sister Mary is in the Dreamland, so she doesn't have her encounter yet. We will head to Joe, who is safe up at Hibbs Roadhouse. And how about if Joe comes across... So what's your story, friend? A smiling man inquires about your adventures over a glass of gin, starting well. You tell him your story. If you spend 3 clue tokens, we wish we had 3 clue tokens. He introduces himself as Ryan Dean, asks to join you, take his ally card if it's not available. He gives you some useful items, draw 2. Oh, I would love that. I would love to have a friend for Joe. But sadly, Joe has no clue. So I think when Ryan approaches him, Joe completely blows him off. He's too focused. He doesn't understand what's going on. So we are going to miss out on Ryan Dean. Well, okay. Oh, on to Greedy Guys. Kate. I don't know what game you're playing, but I know you're winning it. The rest of us, not so much. She is down in the Historical Society. Learning. Applying, none of it. How about pay a $3 fee? Wow, that's one of the few things Kate doesn't have is money. To gain access to the private library. If you refuse, what do you mean refuse? She doesn't have it. Move to the street. If you pay, make a luck -1 check. If you fail, you doze off and enter the Dreamlands. Okay, well, yeah. Nowhere under this pile of clues is there any money. So, Kate is about to get her butt kicked by some flying monsters. We will not pay. We will move to the street. It is a kind of justice. So she is going to get kicked out of the Historical Society and end in South Side. It is crazy icy because of Ithaca. At the end of the Mythos phase, remind me guys, she takes a stamina hit. Encounters for the other worlds. We're looking for red or yellow for Sweet Sister Mary. Oh, we got one off the top. Okay. City. Okay. Oh, other. Great. A glimmer of gold catches your eye. Gain $2. This girl and her blessing. Even though I'm pretty sure Sister Mary took a vow of poverty, she is now the richest person in our group. None of our group is playing well together. This is absolutely cracking me up. Okay, let's put that on the bottom of the deck. That's all of our encounter phases. So let's head to the Mythos phase. So it's the end of the Festival of Evil, I guess, after our Festival of Witches. Stick that down here. And let's find our new one. How about Icy Conditions? Haha, no, we're going to ignore that. Oh, darn it, if only she hadn't been kicked out. That's where Kate was. And that would have meant that a gate didn't open there. But, sadly, she was kicked out. So we will spawn a gate at the Historical Society. It's going to be to the Plateau of Lang. We will add a Doom token. Bloop. And we will have a little monster pop out of there. And hopefully, it's a nice one. I'm sure there's nice monsters in here. We just haven't found them. How about, no, how about a High Priest? Because that sounds lovely. All right, our High Priest is hard to sneak by. And he has magical immunity, not resistance. Immunity. Okay, so let's stick him on the plateau. On the Historical Society. And after that, we will do monster movements. Oh, poor Kate. Okay, the only monster we have is the plus symbol, and that was the priest that we just drew. Okay, and it will move on the white. And this High Priest is going to move out of the Historical Society and into Southside. Right next to Miss Kate. Now, nothing happens for now, but during Kate's encounter phase, she is going to have to either she's going to have to avoid or fight this thing next round. And because it is magically immune, my guess is she's going to have to try to run. I don't know what she's going to do. Girl has enough clues. She's going to be just fine. Speaking of which, a clue does appear at Silver Twilight Lodge. And guess who's there? Doing his job and being rewarded. That's right, Mr. Ashcan Pete. Now, Kate, if you had gone through the woods like you were supposed to, none of this would have happened. And that puts Pete at the magic 5 clues needed to close gates. So we are at the point of the game now. Did I do everything on the card? Let me double check really fast. Yes, I did. Okay, we are at the point of the game right now where we can start thinking about one of the win conditions, which is all gates closed, and we have at least 4 gates trophies when that happens. We have 2 right now. We have 2 gates. Sadly, Sister Mary probably isn't going to be able to close this when she comes out because Kate ditched her in the Dreamlands. But, fingers crossed, we can get these guys, at least one of them closed soon before the next one spawns. But we're getting to the point where we have a chance of maybe picking out which sort of end game we want to aim for. So either no gates, 4 gate trophies, or sealing 6. We've sealed 1. We have another Elder Sign. And if Kate can get her act together, she has 5 tokens, so that she could seal 1. Pete now has 5 tokens. He could seal 1. So still, I think we're still going for a gate victory here because we've just been really whiffing on picking up items. Pete whiffed. He wasn't able to sneak into the back. Kate whiffed. She wasn't able to get her research done. And gosh, even Joe whiffed. Joe wasn't able to pull an ally that would have gotten him an item as well. So we just had some terrible, terrible bad luck this round. I feel like the last round was kind of a dud too. Okay, guys, we need to pull these investigators together. We need to have a trust fall or something because they are not gelling and it's kind of showing. So I'm going to upload this one. Let me know your thoughts. Should we try and team them up more, or should I continue to just scattershot them all around the board? Not sure. I'm not sure. And we have to bring poor Sister Mary back. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. End of turn, end of round. Back for more soon. Fooled you guys. You thought I forgot, didn't you? If you were in the process of writing a comment saying, Chrissy, you were supposed to take a stamina hit because of the icy winds and you forgot. Ha! I did not. I did not. Well, I forgot, but then I remembered. So that counts, right? Not a problem for Kate because she owns everything in the game. She has enchanted jewelry. So what I'm going to do, any phase, I'm going to put a stamina token from the bank on this so that she doesn't get hit. But she gets a little crack in her jewelry. So she's okay standing in the icy winds for now. Next turn. That's a whole nother ball of wax. Now I really am done. Unless I think of something else, in which case I'll be back, but probably not.